for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights.
For Dogtown Incorporated, the biggest win, his first win. Gutierrez wins the Indianapolis 250.
We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high.
And your 2023 Haas IndyCar Series champion is Luna in the 00.
What's going on, everybody? Caleb here, and welcome back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway here in Indy 250 week here on HE the channel, and this time we're going to be running the track clockwise here today, as these drivers will be tackling the Indianapolis Road Course here for race number 9 of the 2024 Haas IndyCar Series season. It's the NTT Data Grand Prix of Indianapolis here at the Indianapolis Road Course, and we're here for 21 laps of action here today. These 30 drivers to take on. We're almost halfway through the season, and the halfway point will be the big race, the Indianapolis 250, which I'm sure these guys are very excited for. But before they tackle the other, they gotta tackle the road course first. It should be an interesting one here today. Joining me up here in the booth for this one, it's owner of NS Racing, Nathan Stapleton. Thank you for joining me up here once again. What do you think we can expect from these guys here today, especially with the rising anticipation with the Indianapolis 250 coming up? What do you think we're going to see out of these guys here today?
Well, first off, thanks for having me here. Love this racetrack. It was my home racetrack of Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and you know, it's not every day I could see these cars go backwards here on and on. And gonna definitely put on a show for the fans here. Going backwards at Indy for the road course, and you know, like you said, leading up to the anticipation of the biggest race on the calendar for the series and the channel as a whole, the Indy 250, just maybe a week or two away at this point. All the hype is towards that race, but all the focus today is here for the road course, and someone will be able to carry some potential big-time momentum into the biggest race of the season.
Definitely. We had full-time practice earlier this week on Tuesday, where a lot of these guys took on the oval for the first time, and Indianapolis as a whole in these Indy cars. And then tomorrow we've got Indy 250 main practice, which will throw our Indy 250 only entries into the mix before eventually getting to single car qualifying over the weekend. So really looking forward to all that. But here today, like I said, we're here at the road course, and we're here to have a good one here today. But taking a look at the point standings, coming into this event, we have a brand new points leader. It's the number 54, Bradley Bradshaw, who has been lights out for the past couple of weeks. He's got 3 wins on the year so far. People are already comparing him to Chase Harris, calling him Chase Harris 2.0. But he's got 3 wins on the year so far. He's now the points leader after Truxell had a bit of a rough patch last race at Kansas. He now leads by 13 points over Thomas Truxell. Zachary Fitzwater coming to this race third in points, 25 points back, but he's starting pretty deep in the field. He's got his work cut out for him here today. Angel Olvera coming into this race 35 back. Chris Reynolds is 46 back. Max Anderson 51 back. Luna 63 back. Wilmington 75 back. John Andrews 96 back. And Nicholas Samadio currently rounds out your top 10 in points. He's 103 points back. But definitely an interesting qualifying result. We've got some of our guys up there in points starting up front, some starting towards the back. It's going to be interesting to see how this race develops. But starting on the pole is the number 38 of Logan Williams for American Motorsports. He won earlier this year at Riverside, but has had a bit of a rough season since. Coming into this race 12th in points. Fell out of the top 10 after wrecking last race at Kansas. Looking to potentially turn his season around, though, and actually starting to his outside. That's a 55. Noah Clifton really looking for a good run here today. Coming into this race last in points, still looking for his first top 10 on the season. Only driver not to have scored a top 10 yet. Hopefully he'll be able to do that today, but enough from me. I think it's about time to get these guys rolling here from the Indianapolis Road Course. And as they do, we'll take a look at your starting lineup here for the NTT Data Grand Prix of Indianapolis here at the Indianapolis Road Course. As aforementioned on the pole, it's number 38 of Logan Williams, starting alongside the number 55 of Noah Clifton. Row number 2, we've got the 73 of Chris Reynolds, starting alongside the 49 of Angel Gutierrez. I know Gutierrez is definitely looking forward to this week, especially the Indianapolis 250 after coming off of a win there last season. Row number 3, we've got one of your drivers, Nathan, the number 97 of Aaron Abel, starting alongside the number 79 of Trey Smith. Row number 4, we've got the 27 of Ace Garcia, starting alongside the 99 of Brad Stover. And rounding out the top 10, we've got guess who, the 54 of Bradley Bradshaw, starting alongside the number 50 of Skylar Taylor. But race info and previous winners will also be on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. But Nathan, I'll ask you, who do you think's going to be the one to get the victory here today at the Indianapolis Road Course?
Well, honestly, I would love to see Aaron Abel get the job done, but my non-biased pick, I'm going to go with the guy that, or the car rather, that for our comparing route to. I'm going to go with Trey Smith and that number 79 machine starting inside the top 10. I think you need to start in the top 10 here if you want a shot to win here at the Indianapolis Road Course. And I think Trey Smith and that iconic number 79 is going to get the job done.
Definitely a good pick there. Trey Smith has started really climbing the ladder after a rough start to the season for Rhode Island Motorsports. Coming to this race 17th in points. I think he might be one to watch out for you today, but we'll just have to wait and see. Pace cars pulled into pit road, and we're coming out of the long sweeping final corner to the front straightaway, and the start-finish line. Green flag is waving. We are racing here at the NTT Data Grand Prix of Indianapolis, here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And this will be an interesting place to watch out for as they fan out. Oh my goodness! Aaron Baranowski spins into the pack!
Oh my
goodness. Calamity on the first lap of the race as Baranowski got a shot from the rear end and went spinning into the field. Oh, tough break for all those guys involved. It looks like everybody will be able to continue though. But man, that is not really the start we wanted to see. We'll put a replay on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. But it's going to be the 38 of Logan Williams, who, I guess starting up front was a benefactor to him as he was able to avoid all of that calamity. And he will hold on to the race lead. Noah Clifton is going to hang on to second, and Ace Garcia actually looks like he managed to avoid all that. He is up to third, but actually had some pretty heavy hitters involved in that, including the 52. Thomas Troxel was caught up in that. Skylar Taylor, who started inside the top 10. Trey Smith also involved in that, and you see some of these guys coming to pit road to fix the damage on their cars, including the 33 of Baranowskis. And yeah, Aaron Abel was also caught up in that. Really sorry you had to see that, especially after starting inside the top 5, but looks like everybody's calmed down after the first corner, and Logan Williams already about has a 3-second lead on the 55 of Noah Clifton.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate for Abel. At least the 98 of Jay Knapp from, I think, towards the back of the field to now he's inside the top 5, so basically swapped for the DNS Racing boys. But tell you what, of who really benefited from that was the poster of Logan Williams. He has absolutely gone almost a 3-second lead. And if he does a clean race today, he could just pull away and dominate for this race win here at the Indy Motor Course. Tough, but for Trey Smith, that's probably the fastest jinx I've ever pulled here on the channel. I'm so sorry for Trey Smith. That's unfortunate for that 79, and very unfortunate for everyone involved. We were talking before the show, before we got started, that turn 1 would be the Calamity corner, especially on lap 1, and it definitely was. And Very unfortunate for everyone involved, but Logan Williams loves the race. He's behind him. He has a 5-second lead now here at the Indianapolis Road Course.
That 38 is definitely looking fast here in the early stages. Yeah, really wish that didn't happen, but that's just a byproduct of something that can happen, especially here on lap 1 with everybody bunched up, all going for the same space. But yeah, Jay Knapp started about mid-pack. He was able to maneuver his way through all that chaos, and he got himself up to 5th, but actually he just got by the 20 of Avery Alford, now up to 4th. But how about Noah Clifton and Ace Garcia running 2nd and 3rd right now? These two have notably been on the struggle bus almost all season long. And oh boy, Jay Knapp went for a lunge there on Ace Garcia. As soon as I say that, Knapp looking pretty quick here in the early stages of this one. Now trying to make his way up to 3rd as Garcia didn't have the best chicane there. But oh, he's looking on the left-hand side on the outside. We'll see if he can pull it off. Not quite. And here comes the 20 of Avery Alford looking to get back by the 98 of Knapp. But yeah, almost just like a trade offer. Aaron Abel for Jay Knapp there at the first corner, but I'll tell you one guy who did manage to avoid all that chaos, Bradley Bradshaw. Still up here in the 9th position, and Angel Gutierrez is in the pit road. I assume that is for damage on that 49, as we got cars still coming into the pit lane. And yeah, that's a really tough break there for all of those guys, but yeah, Logan Williams, he's opened up about a 5-second gap already to the 55 of Noah Clifton, but we've seen here many times, it's not over until it's over. Still got that cycle of pit stops coming up. We'll have to see how that goes, and this corner might also be one to watch out for. We've seen many times over the years cars can sometimes just lose it through this corner right here. We'll have to see if that happens any here today. Bradley Bradshaw under fire from the 59 of Dylan Matthews. It's for 9th position, but Bradshaw is going to hang on to the 9th position. Looking through the field, Fitzwater, actually, he avoided that first lap accident. He's up to 15th after starting in the 27th position. So Fitzwater just continuing to show he knows how to get it done here on the channel. Still yet to finish outside the top 17 this season, which actually is something that Bradshaw hasn't even been managed to top. So Fitzwater looking to keep that streak alive, and he's doing a good job so far here today.
Yeah, Fitzy trying to somehow get a top 15, finish the top half of the field again. And tell you what, Logan Williams, he not only did he start on the pole, but he has pulled away with all that chaos behind on lap 1. And even then, so he's doubled it to a 6-second lead. But the trade-off here is that what if pit stops happen, or not if pit stops, but when pit stops happen, you have to have a good stop and have no mistakes on pit road. And that could be the difference maker if this thing stays the way it is, with Logan Williams having a 6-second lead. How about the 55 of Noah Clifton in 2nd? Still a great one for him. Only driver on the season without a top 10. And he might not even get a top 10 today, but he might get a top 5 if he can hang on for this one. And that would be a great one for that 55 machine. But he's under 5 from behind the Ace Garcia, as we have a double barrel here in the camera.
Oh boy, Garcia went for a move there. Wasn't quite able to get the momentum going, but Avery Alford has got enough momentum, and these two have been kind of going at it there for the 4th position the last couple laps. Seems that one lap it's Alford in front of Knapp, and then the next lap Knapp will be ahead of Alford. But yeah, Noah Clifton, this is awesome to see, looking to check off most of the boxes that he's still yet to achieve this season in one sweep. Looking to get his first top 10, first top 5, and his first podium on the year. Just have to see if he can hold on for 2nd. That would be awesome if he could. Same thing for Ace Garcia. Got a podium earlier this year at Riverside, but unfortunately it's been a struggle for that number 27 team since, or aside from that. But looking to get his 2nd podium of the year here today. and get himself some much-needed momentum for the Indianapolis 250. But Logan Williams, he's been lights out so far here today. He's opened up now a 7-second lead on the 55 of Noah Clifton. Have to see what the gap is this time by. 7.3s. Opening up that gap, it looks like about 2-3 tenths a lap. So yeah, he's lapping significantly faster, and he's got the fastest lap of the race by 3 tenths over the 55 of Noah Clifton. Williams is absolutely driving the wheels off that thing, looking for his second win on the season.
Well, there's no telling that that 38 of Logan Williams is absolutely doing qualifying laps here at the Indianapolis Road Course, blistering times lap after lap, and that car is not falling off, and those tires are not falling off, and he's just doing wicked fast laps every single lap. But I believe we are about halfway through the first and only pit cycle, around lap 12 or so, so we're getting closer to pit stops, and that could determine everything. If Logan Williams has a bad stop, that could ruin Garcia and Clifton right back in.
Definitely could. We'll have to see what kind of strategy these guys all pull off, because should see the majority of the field come down around lap 12, but you could potentially stretch it to about 14. And here we go for second. Garcia to the right-hand side of Noah Clifton, looking to take second away. See what happens into turn number 1. Garcia will have the advantage here, and Ace Garcia up to second. He's by Noah Clifton. Move Ace Garcia up to second place. Looking back here, Avery Alfred's kind of pulled a little bit of a gap on Knapp, who's now under fire from Bruno Giacomo and Justin Zeidel. And then we've got both of the Scuderia Team Velocistar cars, Luna Lona and Bradley Bradshaw. And then it's Brad Stover currently rounding out the top 10 in that 99. But yeah, like you said, Williams just absolutely pulling off qualifying laps here. Although 55 and the 27 did close in that time by about 5 tenths. Gap now down to 6.8 from 7.3. So this could be interesting. I wonder if Williams could potentially even be using up his stuff in that number 38. And these guys back here might be conserving their stuff to push before the cycle opens. We'll have to see what the gap is this time by. Clifton, though, he's not done. He's potentially looking to get back around Ace Garcia for second. Have to see what he can do, but, well, just as I say, the gap back open to 7.3.
Oh my
Maybe
goodness.
just a bit of a hiccup on that lap for Logan Williams, but goodness gracious, I think we know who the fastest car on the track is. Call it a hunch, but I think it just might be the number 38 of Logan Williams.
Maybe a little bit. He might have had a hiccup a couple laps ago, but he made up for it and then some. Almost an 8-second lead now. The win's absolutely gone, but you know, one driver that we cannot stop this season apparently is that 54 of Bradshaw. Still running inside the top 10, and he's gonna have a bunch of momentum going into the Indy 250 and trying to extend that point lead even further. And I don't want to say it, but maybe all the rumors of people saying that this might be Chase Hayes 2.0 might be true, because he has been unstoppable so far to the halfway point of the season.
Without a doubt. It seems like ovals so far have been Bradshaw's strong suit, but really strong showing here today so far. Got past Luna Lona actually for the 8th position now, getting up to the gearbox of Justin Zeidel in the 75, looking for 7th. Bradshaw is looking really fast here today, like he usually has so far this season. And looking up here, going at it for 2nd and 3rd once again. Clifton actually had it at the line, but Garcia must have got him going back into turn 1. But getting close to that cycle of pit stops. Should start seeing guys come down in a few laps from now. But that is probably what is going to make or break these guys' race. What do you think a lot of these guys are going to do? You think they're going to try to pit when everyone else is? Or do you think a lot of these guys are going to try maybe something different here.
Oh, I think most of these cars will probably pit right after halfway on lap 12. But maybe there might be a few drivers trying to do the undercut like lap 11. And maybe some drivers might try and do the overcut on lap 13. But I think that's probably going to be the range. Just maybe a few pit on lap 11. Most of you probably going to pit on lap 12. And then maybe a few others trying some kind of a strategy to gain on Logan Williams, who has a 9-second lead now. Battle for second again between Clifton and Garcia. I will say we have a bunch of battles everywhere here at the Indy GP. From second on back though, Logan Williams is just gone, but great battle for second, great battle for fourth as well.
Got a lot of good battles everywhere else, including this one for second. Clifton and Garcia still going at it, going back and forth. Good stuff here from these two. And now Jay Knapp has caught back up and is looking to get back around the 20 of Avery Alford. And Bruno Giacomo has also joined this battle in the 24. Jay Knapp going to go to the right-hand side, now side by side with the 24, going into the chicane. But man, good stuff here. And uh-oh. What happened to Bradley Bradshaw? Oh, he pitted.
Oh.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Bradshaw might be trying an undercut here.
He's trying the undercut. That was a lap earlier than I expected the undercut to take place. I think he pit on lap 10 coming to lap 11. That's interesting. Let's see how that works out for him. Because that's why I called the undercut.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
Comes Tanner Parton, and Logan Williams is down.
Why halfway? They should be good from here. I'm very intrigued of what Bradshaw is going to do with that strategy, because he is going to pit a lap earlier than what we all expected. This is going to get interesting.
Boy, this is going to be interesting for Williams, because now he's in a bunch of traffic. He's now got 00 Christian Vargas to his left-hand side. And we'll have to see. Yeah, there's Bradshaw right there. And here comes John Andrews and Tanner Parton off of the pit lane now. But that puts the lead in the hands of Ace Garcia in the 27. I'd imagine that he would probably come down this time by in response to Logan Williams. And it looks like that is going to be the case for both Garcia and Clifton. And Jay Knapp is going to come in, and Avery Alford, they're going to come in side by side. Looks like Jay Knapp's going to be the benefactor of that, though. And, yeah, most of everybody else is going to be coming in this time by, it looks like. Yeah, Angel Oliveira, Zachary Fitzwater, here comes Wilmington. Skylar Taylor's going to stay out an extra lap. And then, yeah, you got Logan Williams in the 38 going by right now. I have to see where Williams will be in relation to these guys, though. And you're seeing it right there. There goes the 38 of Logan Williams. He's by Garcia and Noah Clifton. And Bruno Giacomo is sideways in the pit lane.
That's not ideal.
Not ideal. I wonder if he might have made contact with somebody. Because Indianapolis is notably famous for having a very narrow pit lane. And actually seeing it right here, Tanner Parton with the undercut. That might have gotten him into the top 10. That is the case. Good stuff there from Tanner Parton. You're seeing it right now. Bradshaw with that undercut effectively puts him in the 4th position.
Wow.
On the racetrack. So good call there from the 54 Bradshaw, but we'll have to see how this will affect him as this race goes to the finish, because his tires will wear out quicker. And also, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, because his tires will be a lot more worn than these guys as we get towards the end. But yeah, definitely in terms of track position, that strategy definitely helped the 54. We'll have to see if he's able to hang on. But Logan Williams holds on to the race lead after the cycle of pit stops. And we'll have to see with a almost 7-second gap to the number 27 of Ace Garcia.
Ace Garcia might gain a second on Logan Williams, but Logan Williams still has almost a 7-second lead. It was 8 seconds, I think, before pit stops almost. And then it is now almost a 7-second lead. If nothing catastrophic happens to Logan Williams, he's going to dominate and get this race run here today. But we still have a long way to go. And we've seen some crazy things happen before. And it's far from over here at Indy.
It's not over until it's over. Already seen some crazy things happen from the lead here this season. Just take a look at Richmond when Max Anderson blew up from the race lead at Richmond. But it's not over until the checkered flag flies, but at least for right now, it's looking pretty good for that number 38 of Logan Williams. And after that cycle, Ace Garcia is going to hold on to second, Clifton third, and Bradley Bradshaw is actually running him down in that 54. You just can't escape Bradley Bradshaw. He's pretty much become about inevitable at this point, as now he chases down Noah Clifton for a podium position. Jay Knapp is going to come out in the 5th position. John Andrews is going to come out in 6th. Angel Gutierrez in the 49 is 7th, but I think Gutierrez pitted a lot earlier in the race, so Gutierrez might have to come down again. Zidell right now is in 8th. Tanner Parton is in 9th, and Avery Alford rounds out your top 10. Probably a slow stop there from that number 20. And Nicholas Samadillo in the 88 right behind Avery Alford. I know Samadillo is definitely looking forward to the Indianapolis 250. Right now, the only multi-time winner of that event. Looking to maybe potentially get his 3rd Indy 250 win. We'll just have to wait and see how things go. It's going to be a fun one, I'll tell you that. But look at this. Bradley Bradshaw to the right-hand side of Noah Clifton. Looking at make the pass, but Clifton trying to hold strong in that 55. But Bradshaw's going to have the advantage here. And Bradley Bradshaw up to P3 here in the late stages of this race.
Bradley Bradshaw just absolutely dominating the scene. Oh, but Clifton's trying to fight back. We have a battle for 3rd.
Oh, Bradshaw's cutting them off.
What a block. Oh my goodness. I don't know of how happy Clifton's going to be with that block from the point leader. My goodness, that got Clifton all sorts of twisted because he is still trying to wrap his mind around what just happened. Lost a lot of ground from Bradshaw, and now that's going to make easy position for that 54 to keep. As I think I saw behind, there might be a battle between Knapp and Andrews, but there was. But Andrews is still close to Knapp. But fantastic battles, like I've said all day long, from second on Pat. Especially really second through 5th or 6th has been some of the best action on track here today. And we've seen it, that last lap between Knapp and Andrews. Here we go, round 2 between these two. And then, of course, Clifton and Bradshaw. Fantastic racing. But Logan Williams is on cruise control. And we'll see if anything happens to him late in this race, if he's going to dominate from that first spot on the grid.
We've seen some excellent battles so far in about mid to back half of the top 10, and we're seeing another one right here as John Andrews trying to go after Jay Knapp there for the 5th position. Andrews is going to have the advantage here. Knapp trying to drive it in, but Andrews is going to get past the 98 of Jay Knapp. Clifton, he's caught back up to the 54 of Bradshaw. He wants that podium finish, and he wants it bad. Probably already not the happiest camper after that move that Bradshaw pulled. Because yeah, you saw there, probably caught him off guard and caused Clifton to miss turn 1. But he's managed to catch back up to that 54. We'll have to see if he can potentially put the hammer down and challenge to get that podium back. But you saw there, Ace Garcia in the 27 actually gained about a half a second there that lap on Logan Williams. But he'd definitely have to close a lot quicker or have something happen to Williams if he wanted to get the race win at that pace. But Logan Williams actually still holds the fastest lap of the race now with a 16.4 over actually now Angel Gutierrez with a 1:16.7. But yeah, Williams still about 3/10 clear of the rest of the field. And actually he's almost within striking distance of even potential lap traffic. The 95 Richard Kinghart, Max Anderson right there at the back of the field. He might run into them. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but well, just as Ace Garcia got that gap down, Logan Williams pushed it right back up. Went from 6.5 to 7.7.
Goodness.
About seems like whenever Logan Williams' pace is potentially challenged, he puts the foot down the next lap and sets an absolute flyer. That's pretty much just how Logan Williams been in this race. As this comes to a close, he's looking to be the favorite to get it done here today and potentially propel himself back up to the top 10 in points and get himself some momentum going into the rest of Indy 250 week.
Oh yeah, without doubt, it's gonna be interesting if he can hang on. And it's not every time on the road course that you get to see lap traffic, but this has just been the pace that Logan Williams has done. 7-second advantage, you know. He's been really good on especially on my channel and on AG the channel this year. And this will be yet another win for Logan Williams here this year, and he's doing a fantastic job here today and this year. And then 2.5 laps, I'd say, he can hang on and get the win at the Indy GP. But it's not over until it's over. We've seen it before. The race here has blown up. I don't want that to happen, but it's happened before, and Logan Williams still has to lay down 2 more clean laps, and then he can celebrate as much as he wants.
Williams won the race at Riverside earlier this year by 7/1000ths of a second over Thomas Troxel. And looking to get his second win of the season here at Indianapolis by 7 seconds over the 27 of Ace Garcia. But like you said, he's still got to lay down 2 more clean laps. And visibly, I think the 27 of Ace Garcia is closing. He is. Gained over a second that lap, and Bradley Bradshaw's down. He couldn't make it to the end.
Oh my
that
goodness.
strategy didn't work out after all for Bradshaw, and that's going to be huge in the point standings, because that's going to set him back quite a bit. It's not going to be as bad as if that happened at an oval track per se, because everybody is very much spread out, and Chris Reynolds in the 73 is also down. Wonder if Reynolds might have been on the same strategy as Bradshaw. Man, that's a tough break for the 54. I have to see where that puts him in the final standings. But Logan Williams looks like he's been on a pretty clean lap here so far. And as he comes through the final corners, he just needs to set 1 more clean lap, and he's got this race made. Coming through the final corner, coming to take the white flag. 1 more lap to go here in the NTT Data Grand Prix of Indianapolis for Logan Williams and American Motorsports. Ace Garcia right there trying to do everything he can. Went a little bit wide, almost got in the wall off the final corner. Giving it everything he's got. Noah Clifton, after the unfortunate incident for Bradley Bradshaw, he's going to get back up to P3, looking to get his first podium finish on the year. See where Bradshaw will end up after all that. There he is in front of Braden Perez, so that's about 13th. So still could be worse for the 54 of Bradshaw. It'll still be a decent finish, and down is the 23 and the 97. I guess some of these guys tried to undercut and ended up not being able to make it.
Oh, you know what? Some of them, they had to fit sandwich, right? Abel, for example, they had to fit sandwich with that lap 1 incident and had to fit early, so they cannot make it. A couple of unfortunate strategies, but it's going to be a dominant performance from this guy, winning every single lap from the pole.
Absolutely. Through the final corners, Logan Williams, he's going to nab his second win on the season here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Logan Williams wins the NTT Data Grand Prix of Indianapolis here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Ace Garcia is going to come home in second. I know he's going to be happy about that. And how about this? Noah Clifton finally gets his first top 10 on the year. But it's not just a top 10, it's a podium finish for that Dracoan Racing Enterprises driver. Great stuff there from him. John Andrews is going to nab fourth. Knapp's going to come home with a top 5. Much needed run for that 95. Knapp actually came into this race 29th in the standings. So a much needed run for that NS Racing driver. We'll take a final look. Bradshaw is going to come home in the 13th position. So still not a bad run, all things considered, for that number 54. But man, what an absolute lights out, dominating performance from that number 38, Logan Williams.
Absolutely dominating one here today from Logan Williams. And you know what? For Bradshaw, that could have been a lot worse. Like you said, that's the oval. He probably would have finished in the 20s at the very least. But with it being a road course, he still gets a top 15. Damage minimized for that team, and have to see how much that affects the points. But great one from Logan Williams, great one from Noah Clifton. First top 10, first top 5, and first podium all season long. So that's 3 boxes off the check box right there, and have to see if we can maybe get a pole and maybe get a win to complete the checklist. But a great race here, and then John Andrews and Michael Knapp, or not Michael Knapp, Jay Knapp rounds out the top 5. Great ones from everyone in the top 5, and a great race here at Indianapolis.
Definitely. A lot of good runs here today, but Logan Williams, not a better run you could probably do than that. Winning with a 6.597 gap to Ace Garcia. Like I said, won Riverside by about 7 1/1000ths of a second, and won Indianapolis by just about 7 seconds. But taking a look at your finishing results here from Indianapolis, Logan Williams gets the win. Ace Garcia is going to come home in second, and Noah Clifton is going to round out your podium. Like I said, great run for those two. Much needed for both of them. But looking further on down, John Andrews comes home 4th. Jay Knapp's going to round out your top 5. And Tanner Parton's going to come home in 6th. Avery Alford 7th. Justin Zidell 8th. Luna Lona 9th. And Dylan Matthews is going to round out your top 10. But next race, oh boy, it's the big one. The Indianapolis 250 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Really looking forward to that one. It's going to be an awesome race. The race should be going up on Saturday, May 25th at noon Eastern Standard Time. Really hope to see you all there. It's going to be a fun one. I know all these guys are looking forward to that. Thank you so much, Nathan, for joining me for this one. And we've got main practice for the Indianapolis 250 coming up tomorrow, and then this weekend will be single car qualifying and Fast 9 shootouts. So I hope to see you all there. But thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all later. Y'all take care and have a good one. Here are your point standings after race number 9 on the season.